Tonight for dinner, Kevin and I are going to be having a meatloaf and salad. This was sent to us from George Ann. This is the Knott's Berry Farm. This is the Miner's Meat Seasoning, and you can use it for several different dishes. You can use it for Swiss steak. We are using their recipe for meatloaf on the back. And then this is the Berry Market Boysenberry Vinaigrette dressing, and we're going to have that with salad. So for the meatloaf,
you need a lot of stuff.
You need a lot of stuff for the meatloaf. So just know.
You need 2 to 3 pounds. This is 2.25 pounds of hamburger. So you need some kind of hamburger, 2 to 3 pounds of it. You need 2 cups of breadcrumbs. We just have the Great Value plain breadcrumbs. So you need 2 cups of those. Yeah, 2 cups of those. 1 cup of diced onions and 1 cup of diced celery. They're just in this bowl together. And you need 2 eggs, which we just got sitting here waiting. Then you need to make a glaze. That's all going to be mixed together. And then the seasoning mix, of course. Then the glaze, you're going to need a 1.5 or half a cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon. They say soy sauce. We're actually going to use Worcestershire sauce.
We love Worcestershire sauce, and actually we grew up having Worcestershire sauce in our meatloaf.
Yeah, that's what was in ours.
So we'd rather have that than the soy sauce.
So we switched it. We didn't have any soy sauce, to be honest with you. So we're going to use what we had. And then you have 1 tablespoon of brown sugar for the glaze. And I'm going to mix that up while the meatloaf's baking. Basically what you do for the glaze is this is going to bake for 90 minutes total. You bake it for half an hour and then you put your glaze on. So just telling you ahead of time. So basically I'm just going to mix all this stuff together. So this is what the seasoning package looks like. Right here. And it's in a little Ziploc bag.
So this is, it says 3 grams per container is 10 calories. Kevin's going to pour that right in.
I'm going to mix the hamburger and the seasonings first, and then I'll mix the other stuff in.
So the ingredients in this seasoning are salt, spices, onion, garlic, paprika, and less than 2% of sunflower oil and silicon dioxide added to prevent caking, whatever that is. No preservatives, no MSG. It says their their website is www.knotts.com. And so now Kevin's just adding the celery and the onion, and he'll mix that right in. So typically for meatloaves, you can use breadcrumbs that you bought in the store like this, or you can actually use like your own bread from the loaf and like tear it apart. Did your mom ever make it like that?
No, she always
bought breadcrumbs.
I think so.
See, we actually have used bread in the
I think she has used bread because I don't think they sold breadcrumbs.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Back when we were kids,
So cold.
I don't know that they sold breadcrumbs. I think you had to tear it from the
Yeah, I think she let it set for a little while though. Like she would let
to
it
get
set
crusty
to dry a little bit.
or dry. Okay,
I think she like set a half loaf or whatever it was. I think she just set it to the side and then let it go.
Right.
Okay, this is the fun part. I got to add some moisture here before I mix in the breadcrumbs.
Right.
This is just. Some people think it's gross. Some people might like it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the feeling, but it is like sticking your hand in ice water.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, and it's this way when he's making sausage balls as well.
Very, very cold. That sounds disgusting.
So you have your loaf pan over here.
Breadcrumbs in there for me.
Yeah, you have your loaf pan over there, but you don't grease it. You don't grease it because hamburger is. Hopefully that the breadcrumbs will help it to not be so cold. The hamburger will make its own grease, and when I have made meatloaves before, I've actually had to like halfway through drain the grease off the top of the meatloaf.
Yeah, I wonder if it didn't have enough breadcrumbs in it or something to absorb it or something.
I don't know. But we had different size pans. We had this loaf pan,
which is our regular loaf pan.
A regular loaf pan, but then we had one that was longer and a little bit thinner, but it's probably the same like cubic feet inside, but it's just shaped differently. But this is pretty much the way to make a traditional meatloaf, I think. I don't know that I use celery in mine.
Yeah, I've never had it with celery before.
But I think it will be good because I really like celery. But the eggs is traditional.
Yeah. Mom used to use Worcestershire sauce in her meatloaf.
In mine too. Yeah, I would put it in the meatloaf and not just for the top. And I really like the flavor of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay. That's about as much mixing as I'm going to be able to get. Hopefully this all fits in.
So that's all you do?
Yeah, just mix it up.
Okay, so now we're adding it to our pan. Yeah, see that the other pan, I think it was bigger.
That's about all I'm going to be able to fit in there. There's a little bit of space over here. I'm trying to make it kind of like even with the top.
We're gonna have to put a pan under this too in case it runs over.
Yeah, we're gonna get a baking sheet and put underneath because we don't want any grease running out. So anyway, so I've got a handful of hamburger left, not a whole lot. So 2¼ pounds of hamburger was plenty.
So how long do you?
All right, so this is gonna go in the oven half an hour. We're gonna mix up the ingredients, the ketchup, the Worcestershire sauce, and the sugar. I'm just gonna mix it in the bowl, and then after this in the oven for half an hour, I'm gonna take that and spread it on the top, and then bake it for another 60 minutes. So the total is gonna be 90 minutes.
And you bake it on 350.
On 350.
We're changing pans. Before we put that into the oven, we decided, you know what? We want to use all the hamburger, number one. We didn't want to waste any. Number two, that loaf pan was so full, it was so packed, that I told Kevin, I said, when you get ready to add that sauce to the top, it's going to make a mess. So, are you going to add the rest of that on there?
But we've seen other people do
a
like
cake pan,
pans.
Yes. So we got a cake pan.
Because it's not gonna like run anyway.
No, we got a cake pan, and this way too, we won't have to use a pan underneath it to catch the grease. Right. It'll just stay right in here, and then if we need to drain it off, we will.
Okay, so this is after half an hour. Not bad. So I'm gonna add my Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and then my brown sugar. And just stir it all together. And you could have already done this, but I just figured I'd wait. And this will make a nice glaze for the top. My mom never went fancy. She just always used ketchup. Just squirted ketchup on top of it. Did your mom do anything fancy? Or?
No, just ketchup. But like we said earlier, we actually put the Worcestershire sauce in with the meat. Yeah. So you didn't have to add anything to the ketchup. And actually, if you wanted to do it like that, you totally could, because it does add a wonderful flavor to the meat itself.
So I'm just going to spread this on. Good thing we actually put it in this pan, because I think it actually fit and works a lot better.
I think so too. Yeah, so if you don't have a loaf pan, just use a cake pan.
Yeah, I don't know what it would do differently in a loaf pan than it's going to do here. It's going to run down the sides a bit, but that's all right. So this is going to go back in the oven for a whole hour.
Oh, a whole hour. Okay.
Because you get 90 minutes total. Because the outside, while the outside's a little brown,
right,
the inside's probably blood red.
Okay. Okay. So a whole hour.
Yep. An entire hour. So I'll be back when it comes out. Okay, so here it is out of the oven. We left it for the full 90 minutes total. I've got it on a platter. I'm going to put it on a platter, but I'm going to cut it in half to help me move it, first of all, and to kind of see how well this is cooked, too. Yeah, it looks perfect.
Okay, we have our meatloaf, but we also have a little side salad too, because we're going to be trying the Boysenberry Vinaigrette. I'd rather try the meatloaf first.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, the meatloaf smells incredible.
It does smell very good. It smells very meaty.
And we haven't had meatloaf in a while.
No, long time.
But I do have to say, this one, there was grease in the bottom like you saw, but it wasn't as much as what I've had in the past.
Those seasonings are different. It's okay. Those seasonings is not something I would probably, I hate to say it, would probably buy again.
I don't mind it. I'll tell you what it is though. Honestly, it's not as flavorful as my own meatloaf recipe. So I'm used to, well, it was my mom's. So I make my meatloaf the way she made her meatloaf. And this, although it is good, it just does not have the flavor.
No, but there's a spice in that seasoning mix that I don't know that I like.
Salt, spice, it says spices, so you don't know.
Yeah, it's like cumin or...
Because garlic and paprika, you know, I got that just now. Garlic and paprika, onion, salt, that's normal. But then it says spices, so you don't know what those spices are. I don't mind it.
It's like cumin or something like that is okay in a barbecue rib kind of rub, but it's a little, I don't know.
I don't mind it at all.
I don't mind it, but it's not a flavor I would necessarily, I'd rather just have other seasonings.
Right, and I don't mind it. I would eat it. I'll eat this, you know. But would I buy it again or recommend somebody else buy it? No, probably not.
No. Depending on how much it is too, you could probably just go buy a Lipton onion soup mix or something.
Right, now this is thin.
Okay. I like a vinaigrette though. Vinaigrette's like one of my favorite dressings.
This is, it says 2 tablespoons is 45 calories.
Yeah, they're usually not much.
And it really doesn't say anything other than that. It just gives the ingredients, which is, honestly, the first ingredient is water, which is probably normal. Boysenberries are in it, so, okay.
Get a piece that really got a lot on it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm dunking mine.
Well, the first bite I just kind of drizzled.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's got a sweetness to it.
Yes, I like that.
So if you like more of a vinegary vinegar, it may not be vinegar enough for you.
I really do like the sweetness of that.
Yeah, if you like a sweeter vinegar, you'll like this. Like I said, if you want one that's got a little more vinegar in it, this is probably not going to hit the buttons for you.
Yeah, that is delicious.
That's very good.
So, do you like the vinaigrette? Is that not your kind of vinaigrette, or do you like it?
I like it more. I like more of a zesty, savory vinaigrette than a sweet vinaigrette.
Right.
I like one that's got more zing to it, you know.
Right. Well, I do like that.
It's good.
I think
Don't
it's
get me
good.
wrong.
I think you can taste the boysenberry, but you can also taste the vinegar. It's just not overly strong.
Yeah. If you, like I said, if you like it a sweet vinaigrette, it'll be good. If you don't like a sweet vinaigrette, then it won't be. That
one I would actually get again. And that one I would say is worth trying.
Yeah, it's good.
The seasonings, this is the second seasoning. Hopefully you watched our video before. We tried the fried chicken seasoning, and honestly, we would pass on both of the seasonings. Just because, and maybe if you eat at the restaurant, the Knott's Berry Farm restaurant, you're probably used to that, but Kevin Kevin is known around in our family and everything for his fried chicken. Well, and I tell everybody that I make that.
But it's a simple chicken. You don't have to do all these spices. It's a simple chicken.
So Kevin's fried chicken is like the best fried chicken ever. So I compare, of course, you're going to compare what you know and what you consider the best to every other fried chicken. So I would not buy their seasonings again because I like his better.
Yeah.
I also would not buy this again. Not that there's anything wrong with it or that it's bad or anything. It's just that I do think my meatloaf has more flavor.
Yeah. Well, and they went with seasonings that are like they're going with seasonings that they're trying to be different.
Right.
And so it's putting seasonings in there that I personally would never put in a meatloaf.
Right. Well, but I would buy the vinaigrette.
The vinaigrette.
I do like the vinaigrette and the sauces and things like that. I do really like those. So the stuff that's in the bottles, I really do like those a lot. So thank you very much to George Ann for thinking of us and sending these to us. If you all tried this yourself, if you have eaten in their restaurant, let us know. What did you order? You know, because George Ann sent us a cookbook from there, and it looks like they have a bunch of home cooking, stick to your ribs kind of food, the kind of food that you see in our area of Kentucky. So I would like to know what you all ordered if you've been, and thanks for watching.